Hey, I am going to take a couple minutes right now and go over day 2 of the reading materials from week 1. So what I'm going to need to have you guys take out right now is going to be your packet that has the article about earthquakes and also the grammar packet. I'm going to go over the parts of speech graphing page that you had. So what I'm going to do is we're going to read through earthquakes quickly, and then I'm going to go through the answers that I was looking for, and then I'm going to quickly switch over to the parts of speech graphing. And I've already completed that just so you can see what it looks like. I'm not going to go over each individual one. I think you guys are very capable of doing that, so I'm going to just show you really quick what I was looking for and go over some of those words. I think maybe there were 1 or 2 words that maybe you had to Google or look up to understand the meaning, but I'm sure once you saw what it was or the situation was clarified for you, you were able to figure that out right away. So I have full faith in you guys. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch over. I'm going to go over the earthquakes article first. So if you guys could have a pencil, the earthquakes article, and we will get started. Okay, so this was what that packet looked like. This is the one that I did yesterday. So the second article is going to be the earthquakes article. I have some really cool videos for this. I'm wishing we were at school so badly so I could show them to you. I'll have to try to figure out a way to link it up, and maybe we can view it through Google Docs or Google Classroom. I'm not really sure. Okay, here we go. Earthquakes. Earthquakes can cause terrible damage and destruction. Strong buildings can collapse and crumble to the ground. Fires can start due to gas or fuel leaks. Roads that were once driven on can crack open wide. If a quake occurs in the ocean floor, a huge wave of water called a tsunami can form. Tsunamis can destroy everything in their path, from small homes to large buildings and businesses. The effects of a strong earthquake can be felt for miles around, but most of the damage happens around the epicenter. The epicenter is where the earthquake begins. The 1906 San Francisco earthquake. Remember, guys, when you're reading, it's still important to read the titles and the different text things that you find around, because, like I've told you before, a lot of times you get information from the titles of sections, the titles of articles, the information that's hidden in the little pockets around the page. In 1906 San Francisco earthquake, the 1906 San Francisco earthquake was one of the worst earthquakes of all time. Although not the strongest earthquake on record, it caused some of the most impressive damage. Many homes were destroyed, leaving over 225,000 people, half of the city, homeless. The San Francisco earthquake is best known for the fires that happened afterwards. The city's water system had been destroyed, making the fires unstoppable for 3 days. This led to millions of dollars in destruction, over 3,000 deaths. How does an earthquake form? Think of the Earth as a giant puzzle. Each puzzle piece is called a plate. Whenever these plates rub against one another, they cause the ground to move. Scientists rate earthquakes using the Richter scale. The Richter scale rates earthquakes from a 0 to over a 9. The stronger the quake, the more damage it can lead to. For example, an earthquake with a rating of 1.0 to 3.0 will cause little damage, if any at all. However, an earthquake with a rating of an 8.0 or above can completely destroy structures and buildings. The strongest earthquake ever happened in Chile in 1960, and it rated a 9.5 on the Richter scale. My goodness, it has to be one of the most scary experiences, really. Okay, so let's see really quickly what we've got over here. I love this graphic organizer, guys. So nice. Cause and effect, okay? This is what happened, and these things were in effect. They happened because of this happening. So here we go. So plates on the Earth's surface rub together, an earthquake occurs. And so what else can happen? And I can recall going back into my very first paragraph, there were actually quite a few different effects that happened on Earth because of an earthquake happening. So some examples of effects that I would take out of here, guys. There can cause terrible damage and destruction. Strong buildings can collapse and crumble to the ground. Fires can start. Roads can crack wide open. a tsunami can form. Okay, so there was like 4 or 5, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different things, okay? And you can pick any of those to put into the effect boxes. Okay, let me know, comment below, which 3 did you put for the effects of the earthquake? Okay, so what were the effects of the San Francisco's water system being destroyed? Okay, that water system was destroyed, and so the fires were unstoppable for 3 days. This is one of those instances where you can actually start a sentence with because. It's a cause and effect way. Because San Francisco's, I always spell that wrong, so I just want to take a look. I mean, there's no real reason to spell it wrong when it's literally on the paper in front of you. Because San Francisco's water system was, because San Francisco's water system was destroyed, what did we say? Fires were unstoppable for 3 days. See, guys, I'm just going back into the text and finding my answers. Unstoppable. This is one of those examples of just taking a look right back into the text, finding exactly what they're asking, looking for exactly that question's answer, and basically just copying it right out of the text. Because San Francisco's water system was destroyed, fires were unstoppable for 3 days. Exclamation point, guys, that's serious. What type of damage does an 8.0 to a 9.0 earthquake cause? Let's see, what kind of damage? Oh, it can completely destroy structures and buildings. An 8.0 to a 9.0 earthquake can
you just can't do another man a favor.
Complete.
Why not? Because then I would owe you one. And I don't like owing anybody anything. I buy a bagel last week.
Structures and buildings. Guys, if you're watching the video and you need to change your answer and I'm moving too quickly for you, just pause it. Pause it, copy down what you need to copy down or fix what you need to fix, and move on from there. Rewind it if you need to. What causes a tsunami? I remember reading about that a little bit later in the article, and let me just see. You guys are all probably staring at it right now. Here we go. Okay. Not later in the article at all. In fact, it was right in the beginning. See, and that's why you always have to look. If a quake occurs in the ocean floor, a huge wave of water called a tsunami can form. What causes a tsunami?
Not bad. This is mine.
A quake in the ocean floor. Not much room for TTQA here, so I'll go for just a short answer. A quake on the ocean floor. All right, possible effects of a tsunami. So what could possibly happen because of a tsunami? They can destroy everything in their paths. Tsunamis could, here I am writing a sentence without a capital letter. Imagine that. Tsunamis could destroy everything in their paths. All right, guys. Not too bad. I can't wait for you to comment. I want to see which 3 effects you chose for the what happens when an earthquake occurs. Okay, and I want to give you a really quick, let's see, the parts of speech or graphing paper. I kind of Did a little color coding here. Let me shut this light off. I think that might just be a little too dark for it. Let it adjust. You know how it goes, guys. Okay. So I did a little color coding here of my nouns, adjectives, verbs, and interjections, as well as conjunctions. Okay. So nouns, person, place, or thing. We've done that for a long time. Adjectives, describing words. Verbs are an action. It's something that you do. An interjection is notice all of these words have these exclamation points. It's just like something you would shout out real quick, like wow or oh, yes, ouch. Okay. Conjunctions are words that join parts of sentences together. So as, because, or and.
Yes, and she can also send shockwaves through the.
Go ahead and pause that if you want to just check over your answers. And that is that. I guess we're all set there. That is day 2 of week 1 in the reading. And you guys know my favorite thing ever. Check it off the list. Can't wait to talk to you guys about blue hair or blue teeth and what you had to say about that. Check out my next video for that. All right, guys. See you in the next one.